This is Ancestralism versus Racialism Part 2. I'm going to talk about a few different subjects, and I might go into other videos doing it. But first and foremost, I want to talk about where did Northern Europeans come from? Let's talk about the scientific evidence. Okay, somebody suggested that the evidence was conclusive that Northern Europeans were evolved from Neanderthals. This theory, and it's a theory, comes from an earlier debate that archaeologists were having about where modern Homo sapiens evolved and how they evolved. And so there were these two theories. One was the out of Africa theory, and another one was the regional theory, which stated that each of the major ethnicities on the planet actually came from proto-hominids. In Northern Europe, that would be the Neanderthals, and there were other proto-human hominids in different parts of the world. And so there was some debate, and there's logic to this argument. It makes sense. You know, I can understand the logic in it, but the science does not support it. What I'm about to tell you is considered now to be scientific fact. It's not a theory. According to the DNA evidence, we can trace the descendants of, the ancestors of every single human being on the planet back to two people in Africa. Through the male line, every single person on the planet is descended from one man in Africa about 70,000 years ago. Every single person on the planet can be descended through the mitochondrial DNA, which means through the maternal line, back through your mother, all the way back to one woman, I think something around 100,000 years ago in Africa. Now these Africans are the ancestors of all modern Homo sapiens. This is a fact. Now, it is also true, however, that every human being in the Northern Hemisphere has anywhere from 1% to 4% Neanderthal DNA in them. So what that means is that those original modern Homo sapiens who came from Africa and migrated to different parts of the Northern Hemisphere had to have interbred with the indigenous Neanderthal populations there. Now, along those lines, I find it very interesting that among all of the peoples of the earth, it seems that only the Northern European peoples have very light skin, like I do, light hair and light eyes. Interestingly enough, the Neanderthals carried the gene for red hair, light eyes, and light skin. And this only makes sense because the Neanderthals were in Ice Age conditions for hundreds of thousands of years, whereas modern humans, especially those from Northern Europe, were only in Ice Age conditions for 40,000 years. The last 10,000 years, we've been in a break between Ice Ages. So I find that, and I'm not a scientist, I don't know, it's just my theory, I think it seems logical to me that perhaps Northern Europeans got their distinctive light-colored skin, light eyes, and light hair from Neanderthals. So there is a lot of Neanderthals, but it is a scientific fact we are descended from two people in Africa anywhere from 70 to 100,000 years ago. This is not a theory, it's a fact.